best player available, even if it's not at a specific position.
105.7 The Fan.
Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
This golf season, get fit for clubs with Baltimore County Golf and start improving your game. Plus, Baltimore County Golf gives you more golf with your golf purchase than other retailers. More range credits to practice with your new clubs. More rounds at Greystone and Woodlands to get out on the course. More money back to Advantage cardholders to spend in the golf shop or on lessons with any of our PGA professionals. Visit BaltimoreGolfing.com/getfit to make an appointment and get more golf for your club purchase this season. Get fit and get more with Baltimore County Golf.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. Oh!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
When orthopedic pain strikes, you don't always have time to wait for an appointment. That's why Ortho Maryland offers walk-in care at 5 convenient locations across Baltimore and Harford counties. From sprains and strains to sports injuries and sudden joint pain, our orthopedic experts are here to help you get the care you need. No appointment, no problem. Just walk in and get back to doing what you love. Why wait in the ER or urgent care? Go straight to the orthopedic experts. Visit orthomaryland.net for hours and location information.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
If you're carrying a lot of credit card or personal loan debt, every month can start to feel the same. All those bills, all those due dates, all that stress. There's a solution that's designed to make it easier for you. National Debt Relief could put you on the fast track to paying off your credit card debt, personal loans, and even medical debt for less than you owe, with just one low monthly payment you can afford. And no, it's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. It's a real, affordable debt relief program that could save you lots of money. National Debt Relief has already helped over 1 million people with their debt and has thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So if you owe $10,000 or more, don't wait. Call 800-300-4411 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-300-4411. One call could help reduce what you owe and simplify your monthly payments. Call 800-300-4411 now to find out how much you could save.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Man. Welcome back, Bruce and Femi. She's rocking over there. Aaron's over there rocking. Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. The Supremes were getting all the hits because Berry Gordy was in love with Diana Ross, and they managed to squeeze that one in and took it, I think, to number one.
Is that right?
So good for them. Linda Ronstadt covered it in the 70s, had a big hit with it, too. 410-583-1057. Femi could not be less interested.
I mean, hey, I recognize all the songs, of course, but there's no way I'm going to be able to keep up with you on the history.
Well, don't worry about it. No one can. I tell people all the time, it's where the algebra should be in my brain.
Yeah.
That's where it lives. Another big day of lacrosse. Let me run through these scores before we go any further. Hopkins trailing Ohio State 5-4. That is early in the fourth quarter. Towson all over Hampton 17-3. That also are early in the third quarter. Interesting story at UMBC. They fired their coach this week, right in the middle of the season. On mysterious circumstances, the coach even came out and said, I don't understand what's going on. Well, his team responded today. They are beating Binghamton 10-8. That one is in the third quarter. Ryan Moran, I believe, is his name. I'm going to get him on here. We're going to find out really what's going on out there. I know that Maryland, Loyola is playing Lafayette. They're all over them 13-3. Loyola had a tough start to the season also. And then Maryland is playing as well. If you notice, I'm using my scroll the screen voice, Femi. This is something you're going to have to learn. Rutgers. Maryland's playing Rutgers tonight. That is at 6 p.m. 410-583-1057. Mike in Columbia, what's going on?
Hey, Bruce.
Hey.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, you guys were talking about guys slumping, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when this guy, he couldn't make the short throw from second or first. He won a Gold Glove in '97. Chuck Knobloch. What happened to him?
Chuck Knobloch, yeah.
Yeah, what happened to him mentally? What made him?
I don't know.
What happened?
That's a good question. I really don't know. I mentioned Steve Blass to Femi. Do you remember Steve Blass? Pirates.
Blass.
Steve Blass, Blass, Pirates pitcher, beat the Orioles twice in the '71 World Series.
Oh, is that when Stargell was on the team?
Stargell and Clemente and all those guys. Well, he just 2 years later, he just forgot how to throw strikes, and he was out of baseball by the end of the season. You know, so much of that, Femi, is muscle memory.
Yeah.
And I guess muscle memory can fail you at times.
Well, I actually think that there's a psychological component to it, where there's a breakdown between, obviously, the neurokinetics in the brain and the muscle. So you're not wrong, but I don't think it's actually the muscle itself, the muscle memory. I actually think there's something else happening psychologically that's leading to a disconnect. And nowadays, there's actually therapists and sports medicine experts that can actually help with that. So
interesting.
Yeah, a lot more than there was then.
If at 14, if Fano is gone, Styles, a lot of those guys, would you take Sadiq at 14?
So I would only take Sadiq at 14 if Vangaiona is gone, if Maui Goa is gone, if Fano is gone, if Sonny Styles is gone, if Jeremiah Love is gone, and Bain is gone, then I would take Sadiq. I just don't think drafting a tight end, and don't get me wrong, Sadiq is more than a tight end. He could be an X receiver. He could be a red zone threat. We're old at the position. We're thin at the position. There's a lot of reasons why Sadiq could be an exciting player, but I've been saying since the season ended, we need to get back to who we are, which is the trenches. So for me, I'm going to start with the offensive line, and unless a generational guy or a guy on my board like Bain, who I think is James Harrison is his comp, I'm sticking with the offensive line.
Gotcha.
All right, Mike. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, fellas.
Yes,
sir.
Hey,
I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget it. It's we are halfway through the show, but one of the great coincidences in Baltimore sports is two guys had a birthday yesterday. Steve Bisciotti
and
Eric DeCosta.
Yeah, exactly.
They have the same birthday.
Well, you know how I know that's their birthdays? It's because my attorney, my agent, his birthday's on the same day, and I've always remembered that all three of them had the same birthday. So that I just have a reason to remember, but otherwise.
That's a hell of a coincidence.
It is, yes.
You know, it really is. And they have a good relationship.
Yeah, hopefully they had a drink together and, you know.
Yeah. And by the way, folks, I didn't want to mention this earlier, but our live stream has been down, but it's up now.
Yeah.
So if you want to see us instead of just listening to us, you can. Now it's 105.7 The Fan, Baltimore live stream is what you got to chase down. I never had to worry about this stuff earlier.
Yeah. You know, a lot of my friends actually they stream it, and when I watch, I usually stream it too because I'm at the gym, and for some reason, something about, and a lot of times my phone's in my pocket, but you know, streaming has just become so comfortable, and for so many reasons, from music to, you know, listening to podcasts, and sometimes it's kind of cool to get a visual, see what's happening, see what the environment's like.
Well, traditionally, radio people couldn't go into TV for an obvious reason.
Hey, speak for yourself, man.
I'm a TV guy doing radio.
Oh, that's right.
So that's different. See?
You're sexy though, and you lost some weight. You looking good, brother.
Boy, oh boy. Well, thank you. I'm glad that somebody noticed at Fan Anniversary last week. And I think we've talked about this on the air, but folks, if you're trying to lose weight, there's Ozempic, there's all these things you can do. But you know what I'm doing? Diet and exercise. That's ultimately what causes you to lose weight. You got to take in, or you got to burn more calories than you take in, and that's
called
the
the
formula.
caloric deficit.
Yes, and
that's
so
what that's called.
I feed that every morning, and I have lost 35 pounds.
So working in human performance for many years at this point, I own my own training facility. I'm a certified nutritionist and personal trainer. I no longer work on the floor with clients. I work strictly on the tech side now, but and I'm going to ask you this question, and I'm going to see what your answer is, because I want to see if your answer is endemic of what I hear kind of out in the ether. What is the best exercise? Do you know what the best exercise is?
For me, at my age, it's walking.
So you just hit the nail on the head. The best exercise is the one that you can do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's not swimming, it's not running, it's not walking, it's not weightlifting. It's the one that you're willing to do for the rest of your life. So as long as you can do something every day, then that's the best exercise.
I got in the car and I zeroed out the trip, thing, and I just rolled around the neighborhood and I says, well, where's a mile?
Yeah.
My driveway, starting in, is exactly 1 mile. So it's the easiest thing in the world for me. But I'll tell you something weird about me. I like cold weather. I like walking in cold.
Yeah.
When it's getting hot, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, it makes sense. But you know what's interesting is that when it gets hot, right, your thermal, like your natural body's internal temperature will be a little bit higher. And you know what that happens then is you burn a little bit more calories. Yeah. Exactly. So you might actually see a little bit more of a boost. I don't know. And once again, we don't need to get into if you plateaued or if you're still losing. Are you losing at the same rate?
I hit my target weight yesterday.
Okay, good. All right. Well, congrats on that.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Make a new
so
target.
You know what's funny, Bruce, is I do every year I have a New Year's resolution that I don't drink from New Year's till my birthday. And at this point in my life, I
just had a birthday.
It was in March.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just seem to be less interested, and I've always been a social drinker, and I have fun. But I'm a big fan of Northern California cabs. Like, that's what I like. My girlfriend loves champagne, so I'll drink cab, I'll drink champagne, I'll drink some really good tequila. So it's about 65 days from New Year's to my birthday. Yeah. But I just kept going. I'm on day 93, 94 right now. So
there's nothing wrong with drinking.
Yeah.
But quitting drinking is never a bad move.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to quit, just so if anyone was worried. I'm not quitting. And I don't plan to. But I'm going to ride this for a bit, and we'll see how far it goes. But I have a couple of really nice cabs that I see every day at home. And she's like, are you, my girlfriend, are you ready? I'm like, maybe this weekend. We'll see. And yesterday, guess what I said? I said, maybe this weekend. We'll see. So
the scene in The Godfather.
Yeah.
Michael and the old man. And the old man says, I'm drinking too much wine. And he says, it's good for you, Pop. It's good for you, Pop. 410-583-1057. We got a lot of directions we're going to take. But the one that interested me the most, Femi, is this comparison you did with the Bears offense. We're going to run out of time in this segment. So we're going to be like an 8-track. We're going to switch channels right in the middle. But we're going to start now. The Bears were underachievers. Caleb Williams was a bust. You heard all this news coming out of Chicago, and a whole lot of tunes got changed last year.
Yeah, I think that the Declan Doyle offense got Caleb on time. And I don't have his 2024 stats in front of me, but, he was a rookie, and rookies tend to struggle a bit.
He had a rookie-type year.
Yeah, there's very few rookies that will play the way that Mahomes or Lamar or, and even Josh Allen struggled as a rookie.
Sure.
But what's interesting is that how many minutes do we have? Because, once I start going, I don't want to.
We got a break in 4 minutes.
Okay, 4 minutes. Okay, well, let me just talk about the Bears offense.
Okay.
Let's just talk high level about the offense. Right. So, in total offense last year, they finished 4th overall. They averaged about 375 yards a game. Their rushing offense was 3rd at 142.3 yards per game. Their passing offense was 233.4 yards a game. And their scoring offense was 9th, and they were fewest in turnovers in the NFL. So to me, I feel like the Ravens with Lamar and the guys that we have on offense, I think that the Ravens offense from a skill perspective is better right now than the Bears offense. Now, what allowed the Bears to succeed for me is obviously an infusion of the schematics, but there's a discipline and a philosophy behind the way that they play. And my thought is that that's going to come here, right? A lot of under center football, a lot of play action, a lot of outside zone. Lamar's going to boot more. We're going to move the pocket. We'll always move the pocket with Lamar anyway. the way that I look at it is that Caleb was just short of 4,000 yards passing. The Chicago Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer.
58 yards short.
Exactly.
That's pretty close.
But my guess is Caleb will do it this year.
Yeah.
That's my thought. And he's progressed really well. The issue with Caleb for me, and this is where I think Lamar is really going to take advantage of this offense to stay within the frame of this kind of 30,000-foot analysis, is that Caleb was okay on the play call, but he was excellent at the extension of the play. Extension of the play. Right. When the play went off script.
Which is what Lamar does best.
But this is the thing about Lamar. Lamar is a tactician at the first part of the play, which is what allowed him to have the highest passer rating in NFL history. But he is elite, better than Caleb is on the kind of off play, the second play, as they like to say. But the timing part of it is why I think the Ravens offense gets back on track. The timing part of it is where Bateman gets back on track. The timing part of it is where the offensive line gets their choreography back with Coach Ledford. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and we'll get into the individual performances of the Bears offensive players, but none of them, in my opinion, are Raven-esque in regard to, they played well because there was a synergy and a multiplier on the way they kind of collaborated together.
Sure. You folks, here's what it boils down to. You want to feel better about the Ravens offense. I'm reading this is what Femi wrote. You had 7 players with 30-plus receptions. 7. I don't know that the Ravens have 7 guys on a roster that can catch that many, but it shows that they know how to, get the ball circulated a little bit, and that can only be a good thing.
Yep. I think, Caleb was a point guard, and when he needed to. And if you watch some of the Bears games last year, he had some outstanding plays. And remember that Green Bay game, that playoff game, you thought they were done, but Caleb put him on his back, and
against a bitter rival too.
Yeah, against Green Bay. Yeah. I think that a lot of people started to turn that game off, but Caleb's been doing this. He's been kind of putting on his Houdini hat, is it a hat or is it a cape? Is it Houdini cape? We'll go with Houdini cape.
I don't think it's either. I don't know if Houdini escaped from things, but I know what you're
saying. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah. Somebody, yeah.
That town deserves a good team, and it so rarely gets one. It always baffles me about Chicago. The other thing is, it's way too big for just one team. I know they used to have 2 teams. The Cardinals were there. But, that's an awful lot of people getting disappointed just about every year, and they had to feel that last year. One more point about the Bears, since we're talking about them. All this controversy about them moving to Indiana. Indiana is within driving distance. It's not that far away. The 49ers did it, moving to your hometown. You go to where you can afford to build something. And the trend of municipalities or state governments building is starting to end.
I think it's because, the difference between San Francisco and Santa Clara is not that much, but it's still California.
Yeah.
So you know how it is. People get territorial, right? So look, I'm going to leave that argument to the local fans of the city of Chicago, or at least locally Chicago. I understand, your team's in Indiana. You're called the Chicago Bears. I kind of get it, but I understand from a money perspective, right?
The New York Giants are in New Jersey.
That's true. That's a really good point.
It ain't like it's
what? It'll be a problem for a minute, and then everybody will move on. If they win football games, nobody's going to care.
It's like Camden Yards. The last Oriole game at Memorial Stadium, and I may have told you this, we were all, this is sad. We're going to miss this place. And then opening day the next year, we walk into Camden Yards, and we're like, the hell with Memorial Stadium. And it's going to be the same thing there.
Agreed.
I promise you.
Yeah, I agree.
Stick around, everybody. A whole lot more coming up. 410-583-1057.
This is the Fan, baby. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 1057 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
Hey, it's Ken Weinman. Inside Access is presented by FanDuel. FanDuel has your back with a special Mulligan Bet Back token this week in golf. Once the tournament starts, you can turn any losing bet into a bonus bet for another try. Now you've got protection to take that sleeper pick or make a bold prediction. Backing someone to win it all? Go for it. Like someone for a top 5 finish? Lock it in with confidence, because if it doesn't hit, you've got that mulligan in your back pocket ready to go. That's FanDuel.com/local to claim your special Mulligan Bet Back token. FanDuel Sportsbooks, the official sportsbook of 1057 The Fan. 21 plus in present Maryland. Opt-in required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you dread dealing with your insurance company more than you dread being stuck in an elevator,
with a total stranger.
Hey.
Who's an oversharer.
Oh, bean burrito for lunch.
Then you might have Insuranoia. And if you have Insuranoia, then you should have NJM. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks, and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Oh, my friend had touched me. Something they didn't understand. I get all the women in the palm of my hand. And I told them, treat her like a lady.
Oh, man.
Best you can do.
Sammy, I got to find a radio station that'll let me come in like 2 hours a night and play my records.
Just
you know?
spin.
Yeah, just stuff like
Spin,
that,
yeah.
you know, but nobody will listen. Hey, that's just the way it is. 410-583-1057. Let's go to Warren in Owings Mills. Warren, what's going on?
Afternoon, Bruce and Femi. Bruce, I enjoyed meeting both you guys at Faniversary last week. I was the guy that we spent a lot of time talking about high school basketball, and you were telling me you're Michael Vick.
Yes. I remember you well.
Yeah. Great show. You guys are fun to listen to, and obviously with Femi's football knowledge is right up there with Vinny Serrato's. I mean, that's great football analysis. And talking about the Ravens really fast, I would love Femi's potential picks for us. Although I think the odds are so long, it's astronomical that either Sonny Styles or Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I agree.
Are going to be there and pick unless they get a Laramie Tunsil type video up on one of them. But I would love. Reuben Bain. I saw Miami play a lot, and that guy's just an absolute beast.
So what do you think of my comp? What do you think of my comp for Reuben Bain? Did you hear what I said?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And, of course, you remember, Femi, because Harrison was with the Ravens.
Yep, he was. Yep.
Yeah. But, I love Reuben Bain. I love your analysis of the Bears' offense. They were, the darlings of the NFL this year, so they were on a lot. So I probably, in addition, when they played us, I saw about 3 or 4 of their games and loved what they did offensively. And then finally, Bruce, I know you probably wouldn't do this, but I go back to the days when it was you and Scott Garceau and Maddie on the radio. I wish they'd bring you back because I like this. I go to the home games. I have season tickets, but the away games, I normally listen to the BAL feed rather than like the network feed. So I wish they would put you back on if you were interested.
You know what? I don't think the Ravens would want me. I'll be honest with you. I think they got sick of me, to be honest with you.
Well,
thanks, Warren. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That is going to become a more interesting thing as the spring and summer goes through. Who is going to call those games?
Yeah, so I think we got cut off as we started talking about it. So you know way more about the play-by-play side than I do. Obviously, me being a former player and being more.
But you did a couple years.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean Batman and Robin. I was in the Robin role, but it's interesting. And maybe I'll have a side discussion with Jerry about it later. But he had. When did he know and when did he decide and how did it come about? Like, was it? I'm assuming, once again, I'm not going to assume anything because that's personal.
No, he had worked up to it. In fact, he did at least one season with Johnny Holiday doing Maryland football. He had worked his way up. The problem was BAL didn't have the rights. This company, which was then known as Infinity, got the original rights, and Garza was their guy. So when the rights went over to BAL from Infinity, that's when Jerry got the gig.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like we're in April right now. You know what I mean? And it's just, the season ended in January.
Oh, I misunderstood your
question. That's what I was saying. Yeah, it was more about the timing, and this is a hard role to fill. Yeah, it's a hard job. Yeah, you know what I mean? So. But I would think you'd want as much time as you could possibly have.
You would, but you also know that BAL's got a pretty good support system over there.
Yeah,
they're all set up, so you can get a plug and play announcer.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of talent guys nationally, but you made the point that you'd love for it to stay local, but I just don't see how that's possible.
Maybe I'm overlooking somebody.
Yeah, maybe I am too. And once again, I don't swim in those waters. I don't know enough to talk about that.
But I'm glad the caller asked that question because that's going to be an interesting thing that nobody's really talking about. Who's going to do those games? On the other hand. More people watch TV than listen to the radio anyway. So I don't know. The draft coming up. We've talked about this a little bit here and there, and I want to talk about Njoku too. Just as an aside, as each week goes by, he gets cheaper. If you just try to get him at the beginning of free agency, that would have broken the bank. As each day goes by, this is looking more and more like a Ravens bring in a veteran type move that they seem to do every year right after the draft.
Yeah, no, there's going to be, so this is the thing, and I think that we get so hyper draft focused that we forget that free agency continues all the way up. I mean, free agency in and of itself, we know that, where do you want to cut the window off? Is it what, once the season starts, technically, there are still, who knows? You sign guys during the season,
all
like
Jadeveon
Clowney signed. Yeah. I mean, that's a rare find to sign that late. But my point is that you're going to be roster building for as long as you need to and as long as you can. Yes, the 90% of it will be done by the time training camp comes. But there will still be veteran guys that are good that are going to be available that aren't going to be in camp right away. I keep mentioning Jadeveon Clowney. I know he's probably the best use case, and that's for that situation. But whatever holes we don't fill through the draft will be filled with. There's a ton of great. Debo Samuel still out there. David Njoku still out there. Jadeveon Clowney still out there. DJ Reader's still out there.
Still out there.
Yeah,
oh,
Debo. I love Debo.
I do too.
Yeah. So and he's a gadget. You know what I mean? And when I say gadget, I don't mean gadget as in like he can only do like one gadgety thing. I mean that he can do everything. You know what I mean?
He's a steamroller.
Yeah.
Is what
and
he
so
is.
And yes, he's getting a little bit older and he's been banged up for sure. But he was very good with DC last year. You know what I mean?
He wasn't the difference maker they hoped, but they had other problems other than him last year.
Quarterback got hurt though. The offensive line. I don't think it was him.
That looked like a great signing last year.
Yeah. No. Well, look. I think if you put him in the right, imagine if he's with the Rams. Do you think he's not Debo? You know what I mean? He's going to be Debo. You know what I mean? So the talent around him matters, in my opinion. Right? It's not like a guy you can just throw out there and say, "Go get us 1,200 yards." Total rushing and receiving. Play some tailback. And the thing is this, right? Like. When they line him up in tailback, it's really for him to run, isolation routes on linebackers. He's not, they'll hand him the ball once in a while. He'll get an outside zone play, or maybe he'll get some type of sweep play or something like that. But his ability for me is slot to slot. He can carry the football for sure, and his ability run after catch. You know what I mean? That's where he's really going to excel, and he's a hard, talented runner that way. But he has had the shoulder, he's had the knee, he's had the ankle. He's been around a bit, but I do think that in the right role, I think he could really excel.
No, any player that's been around a while is going to be.
One more thing you said about David Njoku. I think that Spot Rack had him at like 2 years, $18 million when free agency started.
Yeah,
I don't think it's close to that now. I think this is the thing that we don't know. How many other teams are targeting him as a post-draft signee? And if a number of teams are targeting him, could it go to 1 year 10, 1 year 10? Could
Possibly.
It go to 2 years 12, right? So I think he's got something left in the tank. I think he fits the Ravens moniker and what the Ravens are looking for. He's tortured us at times. He's a big body. He's talented. He can block. He can catch. So I would love to have him personally.
Me too. All right, coming up in the next hour, he started when the Ravens moved here in 1996. He was one of the quality control coaches, which is the lowest ranked coach that there is in an organization. Then he went on to become a head coach, and now all of a sudden he's not a fan of Lamar Jackson. We're going to talk about Eric Mangini and what he had to say coming up. Stick around, everybody. Bruce and Femi, one more hour to go.
Welcome to the NFL Draft. Insights and analysis from the fans. Vinny Serrato, former NFL general manager and director of player personnel.
He'll go up and get the ball. I mean, it was impressive watching him on film, but he is a really good tackler. He'll come up hard, aggressive.
Every day, Vinny provides grades and predictions for Ravens players and teams in our division.
Baltimore Ravens select.
Never miss a moment. Subscribe to Vinny and Haynie on the free Odyssey app.
Baltimore's Classic 5 golf courses make golf fun and affordable. All 5 local courses, Pine Ridge, Mount Pleasant, Forest Park, Carroll Park, and Clifton Park, are challenging and fun for players of all skill levels. Book your tee time today at classic5golf.com.
The jobs are out there. The question is, are you ready for them? Enroll now for spring classes at Lincoln Tech's Columbia campus in fields like automotive service, electrical and electronics, or HVAC, with hands-on training built around what employers actually need. You won't just learn it, you'll do it. Use equipment, tools, and technology the pros use every day on the job. Opportunity doesn't come with instructions. Skills do. Visit lincolntech.edu for info and to schedule a campus tour.
Hey guys, it's your buddy Bob Haney here. Let's be real for a second. When it comes to performance, good enough isn't good enough. And that's exactly why Blue Chew just raised the bar. Introducing Blue Chew Gold, the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade that targets both your brain and your body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves right under your tongue and starts working in as little as 15 minutes. That means less waiting, more confidence, and a whole new level of readiness. Get started today at BlueChew.com and see why millions of men trust Blue Chew, now with a gold standard upgrade that's changing the game for good. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code BOB1057. That's promo code BOB1057. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And as always, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Keep That Loving from Getting Old with Blue Chew Gold.
Hit the road in style with Bob Bell. Cruise through Bob Bell Hyundai, Bob Bell Ford, Bob Bell Chevrolet Bel Air, Bob Bell Chevrolet Baltimore, Bob Bell Nissan, and Bob Bell Kia. With a huge lineup of new and quality used cars ready to roll, there's something for every driver. Car buying has never been this easy, exciting, or downright fun. Add our trusted, dependable service, and it's clear that Bob Bell always goes the extra mile. Roll on over to BobBell.com and drive home your perfect car today. Are you stuck in a dead-end commercial mechanical construction job? Well, it's time to build a real career, not just collect a paycheck. At Ariosa Mechanical, a career means the opportunity for personal and professional growth in a supportive work environment. We're hiring skilled foremen and mechanics to join a team that values quality, reliability, and hard work. If you're looking to grow with a company that respects your craft, visit AriosaMechanical.com. That's AriosaMechanical.com.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
As Pittsburgh prepares to welcome the nation to the unofficial beginning of football season, the city's kickoff celebration will begin with an unforgettable, invite-only night of music. The night before takes place on Wednesday, April 22nd at the Rivers Casino Event Center, featuring Jason Aldean, John Morgan, and Shane Prophet. Visit Odyssey.com/the night before to enter now for your chance to win this national contest. Prize includes round-trip airfare, a 2-night hotel stay, and 2 tickets to the show.
Great moments in sports. In one game, Reggie Miller not only gained a new nickname, the Nick Killer, but he also cemented his name in the history books. At the height of the Knicks-Pacers rivalry, Reggie and the Pacers brought their A game. In a May 1995 game, the Knicks led the Pacers 105-99 with less than 20 seconds left in the game. Miller stunned the crowd with a clinch performance at MSG.
Miller for 3, and he got it. Reggie Miller with a clutch tray, and it's 105-102. And a steal. Miller retreats to the three-point line and hits again. Starks misses. Batted around. Reggie Miller the rebound and a foul with 7.5 seconds. Miller hits 2. Reggie Miller scoring 8 points in the final seconds.
8 points in 8.9 seconds. His performance, scoring 31 points in the game, brought the Pacers victory in Game 1 of the playoffs. And eventually, they took that series.
From the Anderson Automotive Studios, this is WJZFM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 and always live on the free Odyssey app. Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Sir, welcome back. Bruce and Femi, hour number 3. We haven't mentioned Mike Popovic yet today, and I apologize for that. Mike will be following us at 3 o'clock, as he always does, and he will take you right up to 6 o'clock. Before we go any further, I brought this up before the break. Eric Mangini started out in 1996 on Ted Marchibroda's staff with the Ravens as quality control assistant offense, which is really low, and he worked his way up, became head coach of the Jets for a while. He's not a big fan of Lamar Jackson, apparently, and he had this to say.
I really don't like it.
You don't like him being there?
Him being there? I just think, okay, what was wrong with the last X amount of years? Why suddenly are we now at OTAs? Were they not important last year? Were they not important the year before?
Oh, Coach, this is...
Really?
Well, what do you want to do?
Were you did you not like John Harbaugh? Like, what was the reason you had? Why is this suddenly important now when it hasn't been important any other year?
It should be obvious.
Well, the thing is, nothing he said was accurate, first of all. And this is the problem with Lamar Jackson. When you don't tell the truth about what you're talking about, the cognitive dissonance and the parroting of the same narratives just gets perpetuated. It started here locally, and now it's moved its way around national media. And now Eric Mangini, who knows better. First of all, Eric, it's not OTAs. OTAs is on the field.
Yeah.
That's installation, right? This is voluntary workouts, the first week of it. And by the way, Lamar has always participated in some version of off-season workouts, weightlifting and conditioning. He's not here the whole time, but most veterans aren't. The myth that people don't realize is that most guys, after their 4th and 5th year, they don't show up for all of organized workouts.
You're right.
They don't show up for all of OTAs necessarily, and they don't show up for all of weightlifting and conditioning. Now, most guys are definitely here for OTAs. That's different. And I know Lamar has missed some OTAs. Okay, no question. But I don't think Lamar's play, 2 MVPs, and all the records that he has, I don't think that's the issue. But the way that Eric is piling on, he's jumping on the bandwagon. He's doing all the things that people nationally have done.
Nobody talks about him anymore. He was happy to be asked on the show, and he was going to make a little news. That's all that was.
Well, but this is what we see, though. This is kind of that insular think. We all of a sudden are no longer intelligent and are not reasonable anymore. And so I think this all really goes back to when Lamar came into the NFL. And just for you and I, and you allowed me to do this a while back when I wrote that 500 words on journalism and the journalistic bar and ethics. Like, you allowed me that. May I, if you don't mind, not today, but I'm going to write 500 words on who Lamar is and who Lamar isn't. I'm not sure that's going to be the title, but it's going to get into how this all started. And it all started with Lamar. The lie that Bobby Petrino's offense at Louisville wasn't a pro offense and that it was too easy and that Lamar relies on instinct and skill over cerebral diagnosis of defenses, which is a lie because you don't accomplish what he's accomplished by just using your legs.
I'll tell you what, one of the problems with Lamar, and especially as he gets deeper in his career and we can start to take a bit of a look back, if Lamar was a better marketer, I think people would understand him more.
Yeah, I don't think Lamar needs to be a better marketer.
No, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need. What I'm saying, though, is a lot of the problems that people have with the perception of Lamar is because he doesn't market himself.
No, they fill the gaps with whatever they want to fill the gaps with. But see, you're saying he needs to be a better marketer. I don't think he needs to do anything. He's just needs to be who he is. Authenticity.
I phrased that wrong.
Yeah.
If there were better marketing and if people knew more about what he was doing, I think people would understand him more. Well, he just doesn't say. You talk about this all the time. Yeah. He doesn't say anything. Yeah, he's very insular.
Well, that's the problem though. And it's not a Lamar problem. It's a media problem. They're so thirsty for insight that they just make things up, and then they go the negative route. Lamar. Nobody gets more negative headlines for doing absolutely nothing wrong than Lamar Jackson.
Well, maybe Shador. Well, maybe.
Well, Shador hasn't earned what Lamar has earned. Lamar has earned the right to be treated with respect.
He has.
And you have this idiot, Greg Cope, and I said idiot. Greg Cope, yes, I said that out loud. He's on the Dan Le Batard show. He said that Lamar's career is a failure. He reduced, and let me tell you how silly that is. He reduced Lamar's career down to his playoff record. Not the fact that Lamar defied the odds by being a first-round draft pick. Not the fact that Lamar has made generational money for his family. Not the All-Pros. Not the Pro Bowls. Not all the records that he's broken. Not all the wins and fun he's brought to this city and this community. The way that kids wear jerseys. Little girls play quarterback and flag because of Lamar Jackson. And you're going to tell me that his career is a failure?
That's crazy.
Your pass should be revoked.
Well, again... looking for attention. Let me say something outrageous. You know, what's the guy? The big fat guy used to be at ESPN, and they let him go. Anyway, he made a whole career of that.
Yeah, because I was like, which one? Who are we talking about?
He went to Fox for a while. I'll think of it.
Yeah,
it's not important. But the other thing I wanted to talk about through this is Lamar did show up.
Yeah. And then they moved the goalposts on.
Well, Jesse Minter's first camp, though. Yeah. He did show up. He understood the optics, and I think that Jesse Minter was very relieved and appreciative that he did do that for him.
So this is what I'll say, Bruce, and this is what I love about this team. When they count us out and they pile on, we come together. And when I say we, I mean the players. And it is not an accident that Roquan was there.
Right.
And Marlon was there.
Right.
Right? And Kyle was there. Mm-hmm. Lamar and Zay, John Simpson. There was a bunch of veterans that were there. Yeah, Andrews was there. Everybody. Mike was there. Mm-hmm. You know, offensive and defensive guys all there, and they know they were there because it's a symbol of. It's kind of like saying, you know what, just so you guys are quiet. You know, we believe in this new coach and this new system, and we're going to show up and support our guys. And Lamar said, Lamar basically showed up and said, you know what, I just don't want there to be any distractions or unnecessary noise. Because a lot of these veterans, let's be honest, they have personal chefs, they have personal trainers, they have chiropractors, they have acupuncturists, they have body experts that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. They would be better served being at home. They would be. They would be better prepared to get to be around their kids. What bothers me the most is that we reduce athletes down to trophies and championships and entertainment.
Which is ridiculous.
It is. Because we have families and we have responsibilities. Me being Lamar, a two-time MVP, doesn't mean I don't change diapers. Doesn't mean I don't take the trash out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it doesn't mean that I don't have to support my wife in raising our family and taking care of our responsibilities as a couple. Like those things all still have to happen.
Absolutely.
And so when we look at wins and losses and championships and records and all these things, like the offseason is for these guys to be the parent, to be home
spouse,
yes, to do
all the stuff you can't do during the season.
Exactly. So what we don't realize is that when we take them away from that actually puts more stress on them in other areas, and those things come out. Those things come out in other ways. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't be involved in the offseason program. Show up, come here, be there when you can be. Definitely be involved for installation. Now, Lamar has always been here when there's been a new system installed.
And he will be again this year.
When Greg Roman came, he was here.
He was here.
Right? When Coach Monken came, he was here. Mm-hmm. Now that Declan's here, he's here. It just bothers me so much that they continue to move the goalposts. It's never good enough. You know what I mean?
And it probably never will be.
Yeah. You know what? Once he wins a Super Bowl,
then
it'll be
it's
like,
all over.
You got to win two.
Because
Peyton won two.
Okay.
Elway won 2,
but
right?
Flacco won 1, and everybody likes him. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Jason Whitlock was who I was trying to think of.
Jason Whitlock. Yeah, he's a clown.
Well, he's a big clown, and but he's the poster child for what I'm talking about. I got to say relevant, so let me say something outrageous.
Well, he goes a whole nother level, though.
Yeah, well, he gets personal.
Yeah, he gets racial, political.
Which is...
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, look, this is the thing. We're never going to be devoid of race and religion and gender. Like, it's part of our culture. It's who we are.
Absolutely.
But to make it binary is silly.
Yeah.
Now, there's differing degrees of that mix and how that mix plays, and everyone handles it differently. And I don't mind calling out the elephant in the room. It's all part of who we are, but it doesn't always have to be the headline. Like it's not always the most important thing. But to say it has no effect is also silly.
Yeah.
So you know where I stand on this, Bruce. You and I have talked about this.
Yeah, we've talked about it at length. But it just the change in media over the last 25, 30 years has been interesting to sit back and watch, because the media that I was a part of, the media that I learned, that's gone away.
Yeah.
And it's turned into a more individualized, less regulated, we used to have to be careful what we said.
Yeah. Now
anymore,
it's
they
gone.
really don't.
Well, this is the thing. And for those that don't remember, and I alluded to it a couple minutes ago, is you allowed me about a 5-minute monologue maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I spoke into ethics and journalistic integrity, and that trust is earned over time, and it's got to be earned every time you put out some type of article or thought. Mm-hmm. And I don't care about your paywall. And when you float things that are not proven, that are not verified, when you say a player tapped out, or when you say a player wants to be traded, you better show me that player said that.
Yeah.
And I know that content creators and streamers have lowered the journalistic bar and the ethical bar. And now journalists used to say, well, we're journalists and we're special. But now you're playing by the rules of the streamers and the content creators. Which one is it? It's convenient now. But let me tell you this. Guess why I'm here, Bruce? Guess why I'm here?
Yeah.
I'm here to keep all the receipts.
All right, I hear you. And let me say this. That is exactly why I retired. I didn't want to do it every day anymore. It had changed too much.
Look, this is the thing. They give me so much ammunition, and I'm not perfect. I put out a tweet the other day that I was wrong on. You know what I did? I took it down. I said, hey, my bad. I got this number wrong. This is the actual thing. I don't have a problem saying that I'm wrong. I don't have a problem saying sorry. When you let your ego get in the way of your mistakes, then that's where the problem is. When you make a mistake, just own it and say, hey, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I'll do better. But no, everyone has an excuse now. I have receipts of people saying things, and I play it for them, and they say, well, actually, I didn't say that. They said that, and I just agreed. I'm like, well, what's the difference, man? What are we doing?
If you're keeping receipts, I hope I'm clean.
You're good. You're good right now. You're good right now.
Okay, well, I won't get cocky. I won't get complacent.
No, but Bruce, your ego doesn't get in the way, though. You own your stuff. You own your stuff, and that's the thing. If you own your stuff, then people will say, okay, cool. You owned it. No problem. Let's keep it moving.
Well, that's all you can do. 410-583-1057. We're going back to the phones next segment. Got a couple people that want to talk. Why don't you get in line, too? 410-583-1057.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan.
This weekend only at Old Navy, get $3 tanks for women plus 50% off all swimwear for the fam. Yep, get $3 tanks for women plus 50% off all swimwear for the fam. This Saturday and Sunday only at Old Navy. Valid 4, 11, and 12. Select tanks, limit 5. Swim excludes clearance, maternity license, and swim accessories.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks, and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards.
Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Welcome back, Bruce and Femi. The phone lines are a-popping, so we're not going to screw around. Let's go right to it. Franchise in Delaware. What's going on?
Hey, Bruce. Hey.
What's up, Franchise?
Hey, guys. Good afternoon.
Oh, Franchise. I'm sorry. Call's no good.
Yeah, tell him to call back.
Yeah, call us back.
Tell him to call back.
Let's go out to Perry Hall and talk to Frank. Frank, what's going on?
Hey, fellas. Hey, when I hear you guys talk, I forget why I called in. Because you
happens to me too, and I'm on this side of the mic, you know?
When you just were talking about, Bruce, I got your point about the whole, when you said Lamar and marketing, and it made me think of something. It made me think of a study where they studied patients, and they said, was this a good doctor? And they said, well, this doctor was really nice, had good bedside manner, and they automatically attributed that they were better at the job versus somebody who might have been a little colder and maybe smarter. And it made me think of Eddie Murray. It made me think of when you asked his teammates, he was the best person that could have ever happened to that clubhouse.
Everybody loves it.
If you could ask a reporter, they'd be like, wow, he's cold. He doesn't give us what we want. And it's sort of like, well, maybe that's Lamar. So, Femi, I think when you're done that story, 500 words on Lamar, I think Eddie Murray's next because he was loved by his teammates and sort of like, cold-shouldered by the media.
Okay, Frank, thanks for the call. He was nasty to the media. He was not nice to the media at all in this town. And as a result, none of us remember him well, but the fans love him.
Yeah, but the thing is, Lamar is great with the media when he talks, right?
No, I'm not trying to compare the two. Yeah. He's just saying Eddie didn't have the best PR either.
Oh yeah, no, but I feel like the nuance is that the interactions that Lamar has, now they're few and far between, and they're usually during the season. Yeah. But you see how kind and
and I have no problem with Lamar.
No, but I'm just saying though that like that it's just interesting to me. I really want to do this profile and analysis because there is something to the idea that Lamar is just never going to be the 2000, 1990, 1980 archetype of this macho kind of quarterback that's going to, speak loud and beat his chest. That's just not who he is. He's never going to be that. And I don't think he ever needs to be.
He's a nice kid. I've always thought he was a nice kid.
Yeah.
Steve in Edgewater, what's up?
We had Johnny Unitas. We had Burt Jones. Burt Jones is my favorite player ever, probably.
Good player. Yeah, he was great.
I loved Burt. It was, that was a good team. Shake and bake, Dolphin steak.
Yeah. Sack pack.
Back in the day. But, I have a big problem with the wide receiver, Bateman. Mm-hmm. He gets no respect whatsoever. It's called, to me, throw him the ball and he catches it. But they never, and even who's the veteran wide receiver that we might let go?
DeAndre Hopkins?
You throw him the ball, he catches it. And again, the Ravens have always been to me, and I'm 62. I've been a Colts fan forever. I'm Canadian, blah, blah, blah. I'm glad. I liked Harbaugh, but I'm glad he's gone because he did a lot of things wrong. But at the same time, I like this now how it is, but at the same time, why would we draft a wide receiver? Hopkins is right there. Bateman is right there. Throw them the ball, they catch it.
Yeah. All right, thanks for the call, Steve.
I don't think we're drafting a receiver at 14.
No, I don't think so
unless the kid from Ohio State falls. I've heard rumors Caleb Downs is the safety. Caleb, I'm forgetting his last name right now.
The thing with Lamar, though, in receivers is that, and I'm not an insider by any means, I just watch the games. Trust is big with Lamar in receivers. He's going to throw the ball to who he trusts. And you can tell he trusts Zay, and you can tell he trusts Mark Andrews. Bateman has got to work on that trust.
Well, he had trust with Bateman in 2024 when he was protected, but in 2025 when the offensive line regressed, then he had. Look, Bateman in 2024 had 9 touchdowns. He was top 2 or 3 in his ability to get open. He was not covered. You know what I mean? Like there's this chart that they had on routes and how open percentage or something like that. I'll have to find it, but he was up and to the right, like by himself. Bateman was. Really? You know what I mean? Yeah. But a lot of that is tied to the offensive line, right? There's that conundrum of okay, you have a great receiver and he's open downfield, but you can't get the ball because the quarterback's getting hit.
He's on his
right?
back.
You know what I mean? So or you have the offensive line protects him, but then there's no receiver open downfield, right? But I don't think that's the issue with the Ravens. I think the Ravens have talent, and remember, whenever the Ravens have been successful, and we go back to 2019, very few people remember who the skill guys were because it was the offensive line and Lamar, and then everybody else had a role.
3,000-yard rushers.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, I always like to let the ladies go to the front of the line. So let's talk to Maya in Hartford County. Maya, how are you?
I'm doing good, Bruce. I see you got my text that, you were thinking about that daggone Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, that was you. Thank you for that.
Yes, another day on that. I really hope you guys do get back into the media thing. To go to your point, I'm going to try and be succinct because I know you got a lot of people.
Yeah.
Femi, I will be looking forward to your article. I think that one problem is the fact that Lamar does not seek out the media, that he chooses to let his talent speak for itself and the statistic, because numbers never lie. I think that's one reason that they're upset with him. Just number 2, for bucking the system, because, a lot of your media people, especially some of your former players, ironically, they always want to think that the coaches and the GMs that they sit on the panel with and stuff are right, that, they evaluate talent all the time. So I think that's where some of it is rooted in. And then you still just have some of that old school dislike, like Dan Orlovsky and different ones.
Don't get me started on Orlovsky. Oh, man. That was rotten the other day.
Forever. And also, Femi, in case you missed it this morning, on Westwood One Radio. I didn't get a chance to listen to it because I had to get out the car. I'm getting ready to do that when you guys go off. But he was getting in. Linnell was getting into the topic of why he thinks that Lamar and Baltimore are going to be separated, and what some of the reasons were, and was going to look at the history of things. So I hope you guys get into that.
Okay.
And real quick, before I let you go, in talking about this draft thing, and when you gentlemen were talking earlier about changes you would like to see, I'm for 18-game season if they give the players 2 byes.
Agreed.
But what I would like to see, especially since we're hoping the Ravens make the Super Bowl very soon, I think that the number 9 and 10 pick should go to the Super Bowl teams and then seed or come to a lottery with the other 8 worst records.
All right, Maya, thanks for the call.
Week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I hate that idea.
The 9 and 10 picks. I don't even.
Well, one of the reasons that the NFL is so successful is that it's so competitive.
Yeah. So it's a reward for making the playoffs.
I'm saying your playoff team's got to pick last.
Yeah. Well, look. Let me say this.
Let's go to break. Hold the thought.
Okay. All right.
We'll get
Maya,
into it.
I got something for you, Maya. I'm gonna respond to you.
Stick around. That's next.
Baseball is back on the Fan. It's a new year, new attitude. Follow your hometown team all season on the Fan. Ryan Ripken, Mike Bordick, and Steve Molesky headline our baseball coverage along with Bob Haynie and Tim Barbalase. Your hosts on Baltimore Baseball Tonight. Spread the word around. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, April 25th. Find a collection site near you at deatakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent drug misuse before it starts.
The road to the Triple Crown runs through Laurel Park. Saturday, April 18th, Preakness Preview Day. Be the first to watch the next generation of champions battle it out in the Federico, Tezio, and Weber City Miss Stakes, where winners punch their tickets to the Preakness and Black-Eyed Susan Stakes. Live racing, expert handicapping. Admission is free. Gates open at 11 a.m. And for $58 per person, upgrade your race day with an all-inclusive buffet. This is Race Day done right. Get information at laurelpark.com. We'll see you at the races.
Hey, it's Ken Weinman. Inside Access is presented by FanDuel. FanDuel has your back with a special mulligan bet back token this week in golf. Once the tournament starts, you can turn any losing bet into a bonus bet for another try. Now you've got protection to take that sleeper pick or make a bold prediction. Backing someone to win it all? Go for it. Like someone for a top 5 finish? Lock it in with confidence, because if it doesn't hit, you've got that mulligan in your back pocket ready to go. That's FanDuel.com/local to claim your special mulligan bet back token. FanDuel Sportsbooks, the official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus in Pleasant, Maryland. Opt-in required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's springtime in Baltimore. Time to start thinking about getting your AC system in tip-top shape for summer. Farnan & Dermer, Maryland's oldest HVAC company, has been serving this community for over 100 years. They're the comfort guys, and they're my guys. They've been keeping families like mine and yours comfortable with their energy-efficient HVAC systems. Schedule an AC Precision tune-up with Farnan & Dermer today for just $89 to have your AC cranking and ready for the summer heat. Call the comfort guys today at 410-367-7777 or visit them at FarnanDermer.com.
You've seen the billboards. You've gotten the text. Get paid cash for your home. The thing is, it's not just one company making those offers, and not all of them are the same. Most investors, they're looking for a deal, which usually means you're leaving money on the table. My buddy Lee Tessier with the Lee Tessier team does it differently. His cash offer is for fair market value, no lowballing, no games, and you still get all the convenience of a cash offer. No showings, no repairs, no waiting around for a buyer, but that doesn't mean you should sacrifice what your home is actually worth. So if you're thinking about selling, you should. Just don't take the first offer you get. Ask around. Lee's fair market value offer isn't like the rest. He'll actually pay you what your home is worth, and he's going to make the whole process as stress-free as possible. So call the only agent I qualify to sell my home, and that man's my good buddy Lee Tessier. Just give him a call at 410-638-9555 or go to LeeTessier.com. And when you call Lee, it's so simple. Just start packing.
If you're selling your home, don't make it hard. Just call Lee Tessier.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Welcome back, Bruce and Femi. Want to remind you, Mike Popovic will be in at 3 o'clock. He will take you up to 6 o'clock. Now, Femi, I had to rudely interrupt. We had to hit the break, but Maya made some points you wanted to respond
No, she
to.
made some really good points. I think everything other than giving the Super Bowl attendees
we're
the
not
9th and 10th pick, they're not going to do that. Because that's like, in some ways it's the rich getting richer, right? We don't want to do that. What the league is already doing works. So there's no reason to mess with that. I just wanted to say high level, I agree with everything else that she said. So, and I appreciate her calling in. We need more women calling in. And,
we do.
And Maya, that was great. Super astute points. So kudos to you.
All right, now, franchise. Held a long time, and then his call fell out. He's back.
All
Franchise, we're putting you at the front of the line. How you doing?
Hi, Bruce. Hi, Femi. Sorry about the cell dropping. We're in Radio Free Odessa, Delaware here, so apologies. I was going to talk about Lamar, but Femi covered it big time. So I'm going to move on to another player, Justin Madubuike, if maybe I get some intel.
I wish we knew.
Well, the only little bit of intel that I heard this week was from the, I guess internally from the strength and conditioning coach, and you probably heard this on 105.7, where he said he's in the greatest shape ever.
Right.
But stops saying whether or not he's going to play.
He can't. He can't. It says HIPAA laws. Only the patient can discuss the case unless he gives someone else permission. So unless we hear something from Madubuike, we're not going to hear anything.
Even if we don't hear something from him, franchise, you want me to give you the timeline of how this is going to work?
Yes, please.
So he's going to be able to work out and train, but that's not the issue. The issue is contact, right? Once he gets some neck compression, right? We all assume it's a neck injury.
Yep.
So what he's going to do is he's going to get clearance. And once again, these are Femi's thoughts. No one told me this. Namdi didn't tell me this. No one has. This is me, just kind of connecting the dots and triangulating just an injury like this and the different bars that have to be, or hurdles that need to be jumped over before he can actually, be back on the field. So it's going to start with him weight training, which you've seen he's already posted videos on.
Franchise, we're going to have to say goodbye. That's a little windy. Go ahead,
but I'll finish the thought. So he'll get past the strength and conditioning hurdles. Then he'll get to OTAs, hopefully. Hopefully he'll be cleared to participate in OTAs. Those are basically non-contact. Then hopefully he'll be able to participate in training camp. That'll be the first set of contact. How does his body and neck react to contact? And if he's able to cross all those hurdles, then he'll be able to play. So we should be getting some insight. And obviously Namdi's a private guy too. So, and Bruce hit the nail on the head. It really is his injury. And if you notice, no one internally has talked about it.
It's illegal.
Because he hasn't talked about it.
Right.
And this is the thing. The strength and conditioning coach said what he could say. But if he was to say any more than that, it's just going to open up the floodgates and everyone's going to have a ton of questions. I thought it was handled really well. But that's the sequence of events that needs to happen for him to get back on the field on game one.
People are feeling more positive about it. You're feeling more positive about it. I would not be surprised to see him on the field, but he's got to be the one that's handling all the information. It's just the way it is. I mean, coaches hate to talk about injuries anyway, but in the NFL, you really can't because there's a federal law. It's just that simple. Let's go to Mike in Baltimore. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Bruce, it's Roberto. Mike, how you
Mike,
doing,
doing good.
Good seeing you last week.
You too, man. You too.
At the fan thing. Hey, I'm going to do like Haynie and digress. I want to tell you a quick Allen Iverson story.
All right.
A family member of ours is one of his advisors. It's like Allen is actually his godson. So we were always getting on him about tickets to see him play, in Philly.
Yeah.
So, a couple of years went by. So then one time he came in. He said, I got some tickets for y'all. So we drive up to Philly, 3 carloads of people. We like 10 minutes from the arena, and we hear Allen Iverson has been traded to the Denver Nuggets. The very night that we were going to the game.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Even funnier than that, Mike. You made me think about it. Everybody knows that Tom Matte had to play quarterback in 1965, right? Mike, you're familiar with that. Garso grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan as a Packer fan. And he said their family didn't have much money. And he gets up on Christmas morning, and he and his brother each get a ticket to go to the Green Bay Packer playoff game. So he says, we're all excited, man. It's going to be Bart Starr and Johnny Unitas. And he said, and then the game time shows up, and it's Tom Matte and Zeke Bratkowski. I never been. And he would always tell that story right in front of Tom, too.
Tom's a good guy, man.
He's the best. All right, Mike, thanks for the call.
Okay, Bruce.
410-583-1057. Matty got a lot of miles out playing quarterback.
Yeah.
He really did. And you know, the wristband and everything, it was all cutting edge, and now everybody uses them. But if you go to the Hall of Fame, the wristband's there.
Oh, is it really?
Tom's not a Hall of Famer.
But the wristband
So Garso would always refer to him as near Hall of Famer Tom Matte.
Wow.
So that was better than not being remembered at all. Let's go to Chris in Parkville. Chris, what's up?
Gentlemen, how's it going? Great show as always.
Thank you.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Ravens. I'm really looking forward to the draft coming up. I can't believe it's almost here.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of fans that I've heard on the radio, shows such as yours and the others on this station, a lot of them they're calling up and complaining about some of the losses that they've had players wise.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, especially losing like Likely, but I think a lot of people forget. DeAndre Hopkins. They still have DeAndre Hopkins, right?
He's not under contract.
No. He signed a 1 year. So he's not.
I thought he was. Oh, okay.
No.
Well, that's my bad then. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. You got a new regime, a young coach. Get the guys fired up. He's closer to their age, a new attitude, new philosophy, and I'm just looking forward to.
It's interesting that you used all those words, Chris, and thanks because Femi, that's the main thing now. It's new and it's young. The Ravens have become new and young.
Yeah, so 2 things. I want to make sure I get this out because Chris was the last caller, correct?
Yes.
He made a point that I hear all the time too. And because of the news cycle and how caught up we are in the moment, which there's nothing wrong with that, but just to give a little perspective, when you think about the players that we lost and the number of players that we lost, right? Linderbaum was the one that sort of hurt, right? Likely we kind of knew it was coming.
He's the only one they didn't expect to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Now, would it have been nice to keep Draymond? Yeah, it would have been nice, but we didn't expect to. And we got Trey Hendrickson.
Who nobody's talking about.
Yeah, we got an all-pro. If him and Namdi come back, we're going to have 2 all-pros in our front 4 that were not here a year ago.
Yeah.
But for those that don't recall, in 2024, we lost 15 players. We lost 12 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And we went 12-5 and ended up playing Buffalo in that playoff game that we know what happened. I won't bring that up. But my point is that no team gets poached more than the Ravens do.
No.
We have the most players drafted by the Ravens across the NFL. Last year, the Ravens had the most drafted players on their roster opening day compared to other teams across the league that they drafted in regard to the preceding years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the point I'm trying to make is that the Ravens do a pretty good job at drafting. The Ravens tend to be very talented. I think we're 3rd in wins the last 10 years, and I think we're 3rd in wins since the inception of the Ravens. So have we won enough Super Bowls in the Lamar era? No. I'm not saying that we have. But you know what? We're competitive every year. We win the AFC North title pretty frequently. We play big games on primetime television. We've got great talent. Now, yes, do we need that championship? We absolutely do. But Ravens fans have a lot to be excited about and a lot to look forward to. Now, with this new regime, in the past, I believe we relied on our culture. And we're still going to rely on our culture, but we believe that we were bigger and we were better and you knew what was coming and you couldn't stop it. It was predictable and that was okay and it worked for us. What you're going to get now going forward is innovation. You have 2 coaches that are they're the vanguard. They're at the forefront of innovation of schematics defensively with Minter, who was a coordinator last year with the Chargers, and you saw what they did. And you have Declan Doyle. You saw what he did with the Bears. These kids, they're kids technically. You know, they're grown men, but they're technically kids from a perspective of where they are as coaches. Right? They're both very new and nascent as a head coach and as a coordinator. That's going to be a play caller.
Nascent. I like that.
Mason, we're getting two guys that are literally writing the future of defensive schematics and offensive schematics going forward. And we haven't had that since Brian was probably a coordinator, but that necessarily wasn't how we won.
Yeah.
Coach Monken is a great coach. Yeah. I would not call him an innovator. I would call him an NFL coach's coach. I would call him highly competent. I would call him elite, probably. And he may even be better suited as a head coach than a coordinator because of his human skills, how he talks and interacts with players. So what I'm saying is that be excited about what's coming in regard to the force multiplying components of the play calling and the installation of new offense and defense schematics.
Yeah, and it's important. Let's go to Gary in Reisterstown. What's up?
Hey, guys. You have a great show. I love listening to you.
Thanks.
Quick question. Have you guys heard any whispers about who might be replacing Sandusky on the mic?
Yeah, we've been talking about it earlier, and thanks for the call, Gary. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'll answer this on the air. Femi and I talked about this earlier. When the Ravens, I'll just repeat what I said then. In '96, when the Ravens were established, there were like 3, 4, 5 guys here in town that could do it. And it ended up being 2 of us, Garso and me, got the gig, but there were still a couple more in town. Right now, there's nobody that can really do it that I know of. And if I'm leaving somebody out, I really apologize, but there's no obvious candidate. So I think what's going to happen, Gary, is they're going to look outside the market. They're going to bring somebody in. I don't like it, but I think that's the way it's going to be. But it speaks even more to the evolution of covering sports. You know, we used to be a lot more important. We used to get a lot more time. There used to be a lot more invested in us, and that's not the case anymore. And so I'm thinking guys aren't developing, or people aren't developing the way they used to, like when I was coming along. All of us had play-by-play opportunities. You just don't see it anymore. And I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent, but I'm just about convinced that means they're going to bring in an announcer you never heard of from out of town. And I don't know if it's going to make a difference to you or not. What do you think? You can call me and tell me if you want me to know. 410-583-1057. Does it matter to you if the new radio announcer comes from outside the market? It'd be an interesting question. I really don't think people care.
So this is what I see. A lot of times we make things, once again, I'm going to use the word binary. It's either this or that, but it's an and. What I see evolving is the content creator, the streamer. There are hundreds of thousands of people that are on their own learning and teaching by doing. Mm-hmm. They're not investing in the corporate side of play-by-play stuff because they can be 20, 25 years old and get 100,000 followers, and they're making more money than a play-by-play person. Yeah. They have sponsors. They have an audience. They control it. They can say what they want. They can curse. They can bring on whoever they want. Like, they're not controlled. Why would you ever want to go be a play-by-play person for a corporate entity that can fire you when you organically build a following that stays with you? Yeah. Now, this is not me saying that one is better than the other. I just understand the lack of a pool that may have existed before because markets were smaller. There were fewer people doing it. And the ones that were doing it, we knew who they were. Yeah. So there was an obvious candidate.
See, the big change has been, the old model was you had to get somebody to hire you. You know, and that you don't anymore. You can just start up yourself. It may take you a while and you may fail, but that first roadblock is removed now. I mean, and when I go to talk to classes now, that's what I tell them. You know, they say, well, what advice can you give me? I said, start right now. Yeah. Start right now. You don't need to impress anybody. You don't need to get on anybody's payroll.
Well, we were talking about Tim Barbalays earlier. Tim obviously has his show with Ken from 2 to 6, Monday through Friday. And Tim is outstanding. And Tim is one of those people that I think is disarming in a good way. He opens you up and makes you want to talk. I think he's an excellent host. And Tim was working in the back over here. I think he was 18. I think he went to Eastern Tech and he went to Towson, I believe. And Tim was working in the back, like, I don't know what his title was, but me, Scott, and Jeremy were doing the Scott Garceau show in 2014 and 15. Yeah. He was like, what, 18? Yeah. And he has a show now. Yeah. He started when he was 18. Yeah. And if you ask him, he may have even started before that, getting prepped.
Yeah, so, probably.
But yeah, anyway, you know my point.
One more segment to go before we give way to Mike Popovic. Still time to call if you want to. 410-583-1057. Stick around.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 1057 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 1057 The Fan.
Circulating Knowledge is sponsored by Vascular Surgery Associates. Hello, I am Dr. Michael Osgood with Vascular Surgery Associates, or VSA. Do you have heavy, achy, painful legs? Do you notice swelling in your feet and legs throughout the day? Do you have unsightly or uncomfortable varicose veins? If you have any of these symptoms, you may be suffering from chronic venous insufficiency, and we at VSA can help. Visit us at vsaveins.com. That's vsaveins.com.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Get in on the action at Horseshoe Casino. 55 or older? Join them for Generation Fun every week. 3 winners will be drawn from 3 p.m. till 4 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays to win $555 free casino play or $55,500 credit rewards. Sundays play for 60 minutes and earn 60 tier credits on any table games and get a $20 dining voucher to Foo Noodle House or Brew Brothers. You can always enjoy late night bites and live entertainment every weekend at Poe's Nest. Horseshoe Baltimore, Baltimore's best bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks, and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
You see, Femi, the problem is we love these songs, but we can't let the whole thing play.
No, but you already know this is my favorite
I know.
Aretha song of all time. So for those of you that don't know, I told Bruce this story a long time ago. When I was in junior college, I was a bouncer at a bar in Santa Cruz where I grew up. And when the night closed down, when the band was wrapping up, this is the song we played at the end of the night. So I got a lot of good memories from those days, Bruce.
I bet. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine me 19 years old and a bouncer at a bar? And like in the 90s?
That's not even fair.
It was good times.
It's not even
It was good
fair.
times.
Let's go to the phones here. Let's go to Bruce in Mount Washington. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing well.
What's up, Bruce?
Just have an interesting question for you. Friends of mine and I have been debating this. We were trying to come up with an all-time Baltimore Colts / Baltimore Ravens team. And again, this is something that probably older people would enjoy more than the younger fans. Anyway, one of the topics I really thought would be cool would be debate. We debated who the coach would be. And our 5 candidates were Weeb Eubank, Don Shula, Ted Marchibroda, Brian Billick or John Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Who would be the coach of the all-time team?
I would go Shula, just based on his record in his career. But Femi may not agree.
Right, but
yeah, I think the thing is that the time when Shula is one of the best of all time, right? So there's no debate about that.
Right.
I think that we need to have some rules about, are we using offenses now? Like, there has to be, and if Shula was alive now, he'd know everything that the coaches know now too. So everyone evolves, and I don't want to lock anybody into a time or a generation.
Right.
So for me, I'm one of those people that when you give me one of these things, I'm never going to be good at just telling you an answer because I ask too many questions. So based on what I know right now, I would not argue with Shula because I'd sound like an idiot, but I'm also biased to Brian Billick. Yeah. And I could also make a case for Coach Harbaugh too. So I don't have an answer for you. How's that?
Way to tie us up, Bruce. Way to go.
Right, but there were so many interesting debates. I mean, there were so many interesting positions you could think about. Like, for example, tight end. How about John Mackey, Raymond Chester, Todd Heath,
Mark Andrews.
Sharp, Andrews. I mean,
he has all the records now.
Quarterback. Lamar, Joe Flacco, Unitas, Bert Jones. I mean, it's really a fun exercise.
Well, we'll sit down and do it one day. Thanks for giving us the idea.
I'm going to start answering, but I don't want to get myself in trouble. Someone's going to get mad.
Unitas versus Lamar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this is the thing. If Lamar wins the Super Bowl, for me, it's not even a question. But right now, if you want to go with Unitas for now,
he's got 3.
Yeah,
Unitas,
exactly. Yeah,
hard to argue.
And I love John Unitas, by the way. I actually got to know John, so I'm not going to have that debate. I think that who he is and what he's done stands on its own.
You're friends with Chad, as I am.
I'm friends with Chad. Yes.
And right after John died, Chad went and got a flat top.
Yeah.
And he enjoyed the fact that people would do double and triple takes because with a flat top,
he looks just like his dad, for
dad.
sure.
Let's go to Rick in Reisterstown. Rick, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Good to hear you guys today.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Do either of you guys have any gut feeling right now for Coach of the Year? Are you feeling Jesse Minter or are you feeling John Harbaugh? And this has nothing to do with, how great the Ravens are going to do. But I think they're going to have a great season. But is John Harbaugh in the driver's seat right now trying to turn this New York team around? Or do you feel like Jesse's in the driver's seat knowing what he's going to do with the Ravens and try to make a run deep into the playoffs?
Well, it's hard to answer a question like that in April.
I actually like that question because I feel like I know what he's getting at. The Giants, they have some really good talent with Neighbors and the quarterback and the running back and the front seven. Like, they got a lot of talent, and their issue is culture. And I think Harbs is going to help solve that problem. I think there's a lot of places where John's going to do really well. Jesse, with the Ravens, we were 8-9 last year. So I think we're going to win 12 games, somewhere around 12 games. And if we make a deep playoff run, now I actually think the Coach of the Year award is it just based on the regular season, or does the postseason count?
I'd say postseason counts.
Okay, all right. So, but there's also some other coaches out there. What about Andy Reid and Kansas City? What if they have a turnaround? Yeah. So you might end up with a guy who's a veteran that has a.
The other thing we're seeing too, you just saw it in March Madness. First-year coaches are coming in and doing successful, amazing things.
Well, look at is it Liam Cohen? He's the first-year coach in Jacksonville, right? Yeah. Look at what
McDonald was in year 2. That wasn't bad.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think the idea that a first-year coach can't have success, I think that's out the window these days.
Yeah, it is. So. Especially in college basketball, it's a different thing because you got to build your roster every year and all of that. But I mean, it's still
look at Ben Johnson in Chicago.
Yeah,
right. I mean, look at what he's done.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could. There's probably I feel really good about Jesse and the Ravens improving, no doubt. I mean, where it ends up, we know where we'd like it to end up, but let's see what happens.
When you look at the roster right now. And then the draft's still coming up, which they can probably help themselves because they generally draft pretty well. I think you'd be foolish to think anything else. I mean, you'd have to be almost wanting to think the Ravens are going to suck to say they're going to, because all the arrows are pointing in the other direction, And as we just pointed out, you got a brand new coach and new coaches. This is their thing now. This is what's happening now.
Yeah, so, I mean, how many new hires were there this year? 9? 9.
Yeah,
man, that's why. I mean.
Well, the page turned. I mean, we covered that. I mean, and it had to happen, you know. But 9 coaches.
This is the thing I'll say too. Look, for those of you that want to underestimate Cleveland, do that at your own peril. I think Coach Monken is severely underestimated. I've already told people a bunch of times that whatever Vegas has their win total at, take the over. Because I think he's going to instill some things and some confidence and just a way. I love him as a human being. And, what I said about him being an innovator, I don't mean that as a slight. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's been coaching for a really long time. He's a great coach. But there's a reason why young guys tend to push things forward. Because they have a different way of looking at things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that young guys are going to be better in the short term. We just know that things evolve. That's just the nature of things.
You didn't say better or worse. You said different.
Yeah.
And different is not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
And after 18 years of one general, the new general's coming in. And then let's just see what happens. That's, I think, the most wise thing to do, or the wisest thing to do. What is correct there?
The wisest thing to do.
Okay, thank you.
Let's do that.
Yeah. I try.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I often fail, but I try. Again, a draft later this month, and we'll know more. Orioles tonight against Femi's Giants. Don't look for the game on Masson. It is on Fox. And that's one of the reasons I retired. Too much sports on Fox, and that means Bruce got to sit there way too late, So they'll have my sympathies tonight. But they need to come out of April feeling a little bit better. They do. Thus far, it hadn't been all that great. There are only 2 games, or a game under 500. There's a lot of teams worse off than them, but I know that they want to kind of change the culture here real quick.
Yeah, so Bradish is throwing tonight, right?
Is it Bradish?
Yeah, I think it is. Because Boss threw last night, and I think it's Bradish and Logan Webb tonight.
I'll check that real quick. Yeah.
But he needs to get back on track.
Bradish, what and I'm not an expert, and by the way, it is Bradish tonight. No, it's Bassett tonight.
Oh, it's Bassett tonight. Okay.
Bradish doesn't like to throw in cold weather. I've noticed that about him. It freaks him out. And once the weather warms up, you might have a better picture because he hasn't been very good.
I think they have tomorrow's starters already listed. Maybe he's starting tomorrow. But anyway, we'll look at that later.
We will. And we're just about out of time. We want to thank Aaron and Mike over there on the other side of the glass. Want to thank Rich Dubroff for being with us. And I want to thank all of you for joining us. We'll be back again next Saturday at noon. And as I always say, Baltimore, I love you madly. Ain't nothing you can do about it. For Femi Ayanbadejo, I'm Bruce Cunningham. We'll talk next week.
If you're thinking about it
every day,
we're talking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
105.7 The Fan.
Get in on the action at Horseshoe Casino. 55 or older? Join them for Generation Fun every week. 3 winners will be drawn from 3 p.m. till 4 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays. Horseshoe Baltimore. Baltimore's best bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This golf season, get fit for clubs with Baltimore County Golf and start improving your game. Plus, Baltimore County Golf gives you more golf with your golf purchase than other retailers. More range credits to practice with your new clubs. More rounds at Greystone and Woodlands to get out on the course. More money back to Advantage cardholders to spend in the golf shop or on lessons with any of our PGA professionals. Visit BaltimoreGolfing.com/getfit to make an appointment and get more golf for your club purchase this season. Get fit and get more with Baltimore County Golf.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the